So I've grown up hearing Japanese practically my entire life through anime, but despite that, I'm still nowhere near able to understand it without subtitles. In fact, it annoys me how bad I am. Since I plan to travel to Japan at some point within the next year, it only makes sense to make a serious effort to learn the language. So, for the next 30 days, I'm going to be studying Japanese for 3 hours per day in hope that by the end of the 30 days, I will have made some progress towards understanding Japanese. In order to make up the 3 hours per day, I'll be doing 3 things. 1. Learning 25 new kanji per day, with Heisigs remembering the kanji. This won't help with understanding spoken Japanese directly, but if I want to increase the amount of words I know, then reading is the best way, and to be able to read, you need to know at least the basic kanji. 2. Doing flashcards on Anki of the 2,000 most frequent words in Japanese in order to increase my vocabulary and listening comprehension. I chose Anki for this as the algorithm is the most efficient at deciding when to show cards for you to remember them in the long term. 3. Immersing in Japanese by consuming some sort of native Japanese content, be that through watching anime without subtitles or listening to simple podcasts. During this challenge, I actually won't be speaking any Japanese at all, and that's because output won't help directly with my goal of understanding the language. With all of that explained, let's start the challenge. So I'm about halfway through at this point, and I just wanted to check in to discuss some of the struggles I've been having, mainly regarding motivation. You might think that doing so many hours per day, you'd see progress quickly, considering that it's supposed to take 2,000 hours to reach some level of fluency in Japanese. Doing 3 hours a day for 2 weeks or a month, you'd expect to see some progress, but I think what I'm realizing is the difference between not understanding 50% of a language and not understanding 40 or 30% surprisingly doesn't feel that different, because it still just feels like you're not understanding it. But I guess I just have to keep going for longer and hope to see progress at some point soon. I just went to an Asian supermarket near me, and just going in and being able to recognize any of the characters, even though I wasn't able to translate many full words, it was really an encouraging thing, because at least with writing in kanji, it's not immediately obvious how much progress you're making. So, I don't know if you can see, but I bought this manga, and just being able to translate the title and recognizing any of the kanji in it, even though I wasn't able to read enough for it to understand much of the story, it was really motivating. So I think one of the things that's become most clear to me over this challenge is that, at least with language learning, you need to relish in the small victories, because obviously you're not going to be able to reach a level where you can enjoy native content in a month, at least not with a language like Japanese. So yeah, I just wanted to check in to say that I'm a lot more confident that I am making progress, really going into the final stretch now and finishing the test. I'm looking forward to it. To end this challenge and see how much progress I've made, I'm going to watch one episode of an anime in Japanese with Japanese subtitles and write down my translation of every subtitle. I'll then watch the episode with English subtitles and divide the number of subtitles which I understood the meaning of
by the total number of subtitles to find my comprehension percentage. Because some words are more common than others, it's said that the most common 1,000 words make up 80% of a language on average. Now you might be thinking, that's great, learning 1,000 words is easy, so I'll understand most of a conversation in no time. However, that last 20% is really more important than you might think, because that last 20% uses more specialist words, so to make up that 20% is more than just knowing another couple thousand words. To show you what I mean, I found texts that simulate comprehension levels in a foreign language. Here's 80%. And here's 95%. Here's 98%. So according to my Anki, I know at least 1,000 words plus around another 1,000 from before this challenge, so my comprehension should be roughly around 80%. So to start the test, I chose the anime Danshi because of the school setting, hoping that it would be fairly similar to real conversational language. So I just finished the comprehension test, and I didn't achieve 80% like I was hoping for. It was closer to 65 or 70%. I'm not really sure if that's good considering I haven't studied Japanese seriously before this, but 70% really still doesn't feel like that much. It feels like I'm much closer to being able to understand content without subtitles than I was originally, but like I predicted, it still feels like I don't understand everything, so you can't really enjoy content in the same way you can in your native language. So to conclude this challenge, my overall thoughts on it are that even though you won't achieve native level in a month, clearly, the small victories like translating the sweets at the Asian supermarket and translating subtitles correctly, they really are the things that motivate you to keep going, and staying consistent with language learning is all you can really hope for if you ever hope to achieve any real level of proficiency. So whilst the challenge might be arbitrary, the habit it creates is anything but that.